Okay, we're being recorded.
Okay, thank you.
Lori Mehta, roll
Here.
call. Okay,
Yep.
Mary Beth Randall.
Yes.
And Charlie Crawford.
Yep.
Lynn Duplessis.
Yes.
Okay. And Maria Hanson.
Here.
And Diane Phelps.
I'm here.
And Mary Beth Metzger.
Here.
Albert Rizzi. Albert Rizzi. Third call, Albert Rizzi.
Okay, thank you.
And then Sarah Calhoun.
Sarah. Okay.
Eight here and one absent.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Penny. Oh yeah.
I'm here.
Oh,
All right.
Penny Reader.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. All right. The first thing on the agenda is old business. As you all know, there was a resignation was submitted by Mr. Rizzi after the meeting on December the 12th, and that was accepted, and so I'm calling now for ratification of his resignation. We need to take care of that as per the Constitution. So I would request now that we take a roll call vote, please. State yes or no that you would wish to ratify or not.
Mary Beth Randall.
Yes.
Charlie Crawford.
Yes.
Lynn Duplessis.
Yes.
Lori Mehta.
Yes. Well, actually, please keep me for the end.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Maria Hanson.
Yes.
Diane Phelps.
Yes.
Mary Beth Metzger.
Yes.
And myself, Sarah Calhoun, yes. And Lori Mehta.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. And all right. So then I believe that the ratification is passed and finalized. And we wish Mr. Rizzi well, and we thank him for his service to GDUI. And hopefully he will continue serving GDUI in other capacities. It seems to me that there was some other issue of old business, and at this moment it's escaping me. So I will, if any of you can remember what that was, that'd be great. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next issue.
I can't remember.
Okay. All right.
Product sales is next.
Right. That's what
right,
I
okay.
remember being next. Okay. So the next issue at hand would be the product sales situation. As the board knows, we do not currently have access to any GDUI accounts. No one on this board has authority to transact business on any GDUI accounts or even to view GDUI accounts, and that is being taken care of. We have to go through a procedure using the assistance of our GDUI's attorneys. We have to go through a procedure in order to assign the authorities properly, and the board voted on those issues at our last board meeting, and given that information, that process is moving forward, but currently we don't have access. Also, the only credit card that GDUI had was closed by Mrs. Barnes just a few days ago, so we don't have access to a credit card. Given that, our treasurer, Ms. Duplessis, and our finance committee chair, Ms. Hanson, recommended that temporarily GDUI put up a notice that it will temporarily suspend. It will temporarily suspend product sales this would, be something that would resume once we get the appropriate access to GDUI's finances, because basically we want to be responsible, and we can't right now. We can't do shipping. We can't. There's just so much we can't do. We've got inventory currently with our office manager, but we, shipping and all. I believe that a couple of back orders that didn't get shipped because of communication issues with the former treasurer. I think that my understanding is that our office manager was paying out of pocket and requesting reimbursement for a couple of those, but that can't continue. So I'm asking if the board would, if somebody would put forward a motion to address this matter, and then if the board votes to temporarily suspend product sales until we get our financial issues in order, we would put up a notice on the website to inform people of the temporary suspension.
I will make the motion that, as has been suggested, we temporarily suspend product handling and place a notice where our members can see what is going on. And have I forgotten anything?
Could I make a friendly change to that, Diane?
Sure.
Maybe new product orders or sales, because we still have to straighten out the few that are back ordered. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So just new. Add the word new in there.
Yeah. So this will refer to new sales.
I would second that. This is Mary Beth Randall.
And I would like to make a friendly amendment to that, to ask that the board approve, reimbursement to anyone who uses their own funds to do the shipping of any pending orders that need to be taken care of.
I agree with that too.
Madam President, this is Lynn.
Yes.
May I ask that as members of the board are speaking, that they identify themselves first, because many of the voices are new to us? And secondly, there seems to be some background noise. If attendees could remember to press *6 to mute themselves.
Did we lose Lori?
No, I'm here still.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so are we going to then vote on this? Also, as far as, can I just add one, this is Mary Beth Metzger, can I just add one other thing, that in addition to putting the notice up on the website, that we would also send it out to the, if the rest of you think it's a good idea, that we would also put notices on the business list and the friends list.
I think wherever we have communications, that would be good.
Yeah,
this is
just
Mary
so that
Beth Randall.
Agreed.
I agree.
Diane, since you made the original amendment, would you be agreeable to that?
Absolutely.
By the way, this is Lori.
Well, this is Charlie.
Absolutely, without a Diane. Big mouth here.
Can I, this is Charlie Crawford. I agree with the motion as I understand it to be three elements. One is we suspend the sales of new products or new sales until we have, two, the ability to access our funds, and three, we put a notice out on the website and relevant lists that basically tells our members that is what we are doing, and I would suggest we do that in the parlance of in order to protect GDUI's interest and the comfort of our members while we await the resolution of the current problem. We do blah 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 blah.
I think one of the things, this is Mary Beth Metzger, that we also said was that in the interim we will do whatever we can to process orders that have already been taken.
Right.
And that the board would approve the reimbursement of anyone who uses their personal funds
Absolutely.
in order to cover those costs.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep, I'm fine with that.
I'm in.
Sounds good.
So, do you want a voice vote or an acclamation? What
Let's take a roll call vote, please.
Mary Beth Randall,
Yes.
Charlie Crawford,
The great state of Maryland says yes.
Lynn Duplessis,
Yes.
Maria Hansen,
Yes.
Diane Phelps,
Yes.
Mary Beth Metzger,
Yes.
Lori Meta,
Yes.
and me, Sarah Calhoun. I say yes. 8 yes.
All right. I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that name.
Okay.
talking about
I think
you.
it was a unanimous vote then.
Yes,
Correct?
it was.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that will be what we will do. And the next thing was to talk about. Okay. Thank you. I just got 2 dogs that need to go out. Okay. Okay. So the next thing on the agenda was the general finance situation, and as I've already stated, we don't have a credit card, and that is the credit card account that existed for GDUI that was closed by our immediate past president was attached to some bills that come up due in the beginning of January, and as far as there are some other things, and some of them are auto pay, and so we need to address the issue of how we will, because those won't be able to be paid. So I would like to move that that our treasurer and finance chair work together with me, because I've got the contact info for one of those vendors. It's my phone that runs our toll-free telephone service. And by their I would ask the board's approval that by the advisement of the treasurer and finance chair, that we could contact the If by Phone company and request that they mail us a bill and remove the auto pay feature, so that hopefully by the time the bill comes, we'll have some funds to be able to pay it, or that someone can pay it and then be reimbursed for that when GDUI funds are there. But the board could make that decision when the invoice comes. But I'm asking for board approval for the treasurer and finance chair to formulate a policy or formulate a procedure that can be followed, so that we can make that contact in order to attempt to prevent any disruption to the telephone service.
I would second that.
Actually, I'll first that because I'm not sure the chair can make a motion.
Thank you, Charlie.
So we have a first and a second.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
Was that seconded by Maria? Is that true?
Not
That
Diane.
was Diane Phelps.
Diane, okay.
do we know when the first of these bills, just ballpark kind of thing, do we know when the first of these bills comes due? Are there any due in December?
To my knowledge, there should be one due in early January. I do not know, and the truth is that we do not have all of the details because a lot of this information has not been given to us, and we've had to piece it together through our own research and detective work.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm good with.
Do you have any idea how much it is? How much a monthly bill is?
Thank you. Yeah.
In the past, it's averaged approximately $90 per month. It goes up from that, slightly down, but it can go way up if the line had been used for things like when the interim executive committee, was in using the service, and they put out those telephone blast calls. That cost us quite a bit. So telephone blasts cost quite a bit. Our elections, that's an expense that we bear happily. But usage like telephone blasts, and if people hold conferences on that line, we get charged a per minute charge. I don't expect it to be more than the 90-ish, but we haven't been the ones that had sole access to the account at all times, so I can't tell anybody that with certainty.
This is Mary Beth Randall. One other vendor that we will probably need to talk to also right away will be our company that we have mail out the CDs and cassettes as well, because that will need to get taken care of, I'm sure, pretty soon.
Okay. Well, I think that it'll be helpful if anybody who has more information put together a list, and then the finance chair and let me suggest a modification that we ask the treasurer and the finance chair to help formulate a recommendation of how to proceed, and that the board approves them to do that, so that immediate action can be taken.
This is Charlie Robert. Robert, I would, if she's willing, I would recommend that Jane Sheehan be asked to participate in that as well. Only anything that comes out of her memory is probably correct in terms of obligations we might have.
We can consult with her, and that that would be let's deal with that separately, okay? Could we deal with this first?
Yeah, okay.
Because I think I'd like to ask the board to, unless you want to attach it to this, we could do that. That because the board has to be the one to take the action, but the board can consult with experts, and I would definitely call Jane an expert.
Absolutely.
Too. So I would. Yeah, that might. Let's keep that issue separate so that we make sure that in case the rest of the thing doesn't go. Because whether people approve this particular thing or not, I think that we should definitely consider approving that the treasurer and finance chair could consult with Jane. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there more discussion, or can we take a vote?
Should I go for a vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a roll call.
How about Mary Beth Metzger?
Yes. I think somebody else had something to say, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Am I right?
I would ask the person with the screen reader to turn it down.
Or mute the phone.
Or something. Thank you.
Okay, yes, I'm a yes then.
Yes, okay. Diane Phelps?
Yes.
Maria Hansen?
Yes.
Lynn Duplessis? Did I say
Yes.
Charlie Crawford,
Yes.
and Mary Beth Randall,
Yes.
Lori Meta,
Yes.
and me, Sarah Calhoun. I say yes. That's unanimous, 8.
All right.
Okay, great. And now, Charlie, if you wanted to now make your motion about the treasurer and finance chair, or the board in general, being able, just approving that we consult, work in consultation, consulting. Jane.
Well, this is Charlie Crawford. I would move that the board deem Ms. Jane Sheehan to be an expert in the areas in which she has worked in the past, and as such, she's someone that the board or its officers and agents can feel free to ask questions thereof.
If that's okay with Jane, that's the only thing I totally agree with you, Charlie. I just want to make sure that that's okay with Jane, and I don't know how we do that.
Totally fine. It's totally fine.
Okay, thanks,
Oh,
Jane.
yay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I'm muting again. Bye.
Bye. Bye, but thank you. Okay, so do we have okay, I'll second whatever that motion was. That we consult Jane? I'm in.
Yeah. Consider Jane an expert for the purposes of consultation.
Thank you.
All right.
Roll call then.
Please.
Yep.
Mary Beth Metzger.
Yes.
And Diane Phelps.
Yes.
Maria Hanson.
Yes.
Lynn Duplessis.
Yes.
Charlie Crawford.
Yep.
Mary Beth Randall.
Yes.
Lori Meta.
Yes.
And me, Sarah Calhoun. I say yes. That's 8
Right.
yes. Unanimous.
All right. Well, the motion passes. It is now approximately 5:30 in the east, and we will like to go into executive session to talk about some sensitive matters. However, if and I don't know how well this will be manageable considering my phone situation. I hope I don't drop off the call. But at any rate, if we really need to, because some people really have to get to other meetings and other appointments, I really want to keep board members' time, appreciate their willingness to attend right now. So we will allow 15 minutes. If any members would like to ask questions, but please make it a question so that we could answer you. Yeah.
Lori.
Yeah, and we'll hold on just a second. Okay, we'll try to keep this orderly. If people could please keep it to a question, so that as many people as possible would be able to ask a question, and so that we can answer. All right, thanks. And somebody said Lori, so who was that, please?
Lori, this is Mike Cox in Georgia. A question about GDUI's funds. I understand that the board doesn't have access to the funds. Does anyone at this point have access to the funds, and what does the current board have to do in order to gain access?
I can't answer the first question because I don't know the answer to the first question. However, what we are told is that is not a problem because of the way that the matter gets handled, and it is being handled. Letters will be written to each bank, and they will state what the resolutions stated on December the 12th, which assigned basically information on who has the authority to speak for GDUI in various circumstances, who has board authorization to sign and transact on GDUI accounts, and who has board authorization to view GDUI accounts. That information will be conveyed along with Secretary's certificate and with the assistance of the attorneys that are representing GDUI, and that they assure me that this process is pretty routine, and even if former signers have suspended their own interaction, that will not be that we will be okay, and that they will help us work through everything. I hope that answers your question.
This is Bob Hachey. What is the time frame on this?
Well, the time frame, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, I can't tell you exactly how many days, but the attorneys are very well aware of the urgent need. They are aware of the circumstances, and they are working as quickly as possible. But the thing is,
we'll have a funding by the end of January here.
I hope so. I don't want to set a date on it because I'm not hearing a date on it. But I can tell you, we are working. Well, it's disturbing that we were put in this situation.
Oh, I know.
For sure.
I'm not blaming you.
I know you're not. I'm just reacting to the situation is truly disturbing. You are correct, and I will just tell you that we are working as quickly, appropriately, diligently as we possibly can, and the attorneys are aware of the need, and we just have to trust that they are going to follow through and help us, and I think they will. I really do.
Lori, you're confident the funds are safe?
Yes, well, let me put it this way. If anyone, board authorization has been given for who has the authority to transact the funds. Board authorization has specifically stated upon the attorney's recommendation during the meeting on the 12th that all previous authorizations are revoked. That is going to be part of the letter. And so if anyone transacts the funds, also, if you may or may not know, on November 1st, the board passed unanimously a policy about transacting funds, which stated that the only way that a non-pre-approved transaction could take place would be with board approval. What that means, according to the attorneys, is that if anybody does transact any funds, if anybody has done so without board approval, if anybody at this point in time or moving forward does so without board approval, that can be prosecuted, and it will be followed up on and reported appropriately. And we do have insurance coverage.
Thank you,
Lori, may I add a comment? This is Sarah.
Yes. Please do, Sarah, please.
Okay. If people that were in attendance on the December 12th meeting, we had 3 resolutions regarding signing authority, viewing authority on the account, and then for another resolution for vendors. And those have been typed up, and Lori has sent those to the attorneys, and they are working on those documents. So they do have those resolutions. Just wanted to say that.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay.
Is there another question?
Yes, this is Margie from California. Has the retainer agreement with the law firm been signed yet?
Yes, the retainer is in effect.
And that retainer, will you please share that retainer with the membership via business list?
No. No, as per the agreement with the attorneys and as per the instructions of the attorneys, no, that is not appropriate.
Have you
the
seen,
board?
Did you see the email that went out a little while ago from, I guess it's Mr. Craig, is it? To the members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Margie? Yes, I did. And basically what that email says, that email I can share. I will share that email. Well, actually, I don't have to share the email. I can just tell everybody that what it basically says is that these attorneys do not want to be contacted by people. It is not appropriate. and that the board is the body that does business for the organization, and that the board should be contacted if members have questions.
Okay, final question then. Out of respect to the membership, could you just put an email out to the list, since it has been requested by a few people, stating that you've been advised not to share the retainer agreement with the membership, or
Margie,
however you need.
Margie,
I'm not
Margie,
into your mouth.
I will consult with the attorneys before I say anything about them.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay.
Lori,
well,
Lori,
oh,
one question. Vanessa in Maryland.
Okay,
are the
hi.
attorneys also observing this particular special meeting?
No, they are not here. They are not here. They, you guys, I don't know if any of you are attorneys or have worked with attorneys before, but you've got to appreciate the generosity of these people. These two of these gentlemen sat through 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's I mean, even at the cheapest rate, which is cut rate services, you're talking at least $1,000. I mean, they donated so much per gentleman. I mean, they sat
yeah.
we are really getting a truly a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, winter solstice, whatever you want to call it, gift. So I think that GDUI should feel very grateful.
So will they just attend, the major quarterly board meetings, but not these special ones that sometimes have to be called out of necessity?
I think that their availability would probably be subject to the situation. I don't think that they're going to regularly attend our meetings. I just don't think that's practical.
Okay. Okie doke. Okay.
Thanks,
Very good.
Vanessa. Are there any more questions? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate your interest, and we really, really appreciate any assistance you want to lend. And I hope that I know that most of you understand very well the sensitivity of the situation, and I can assure you that we are doing the best we can with the circumstances we've got, and we are committed to protecting GDUI and seeing it through this as best we can. So thanks very much. And if non-board members would please, voluntarily drop off the call, and we will go into a hold situation and then open the executive session. Thanks so much, everyone.
Gee. A lot of ding-dings.
Yeah. Great that a lot of people could attend.
I know.
Yeah.
Do we know how many attended?
We will after the meeting's over.
Oh, okay.
Get a report, and it tells how many participants. Yeah.
Now, will the recording of that part of the meeting go through the same process as the December 12th recording? Will that go up somewhere on the website or YouTube or wherever?
Should.
That's interesting.
We're still being recorded.
Do you have to get out of that recording then and start another one? So you
that's right. Do you have to cut the recorder for this now, Sarah?
I don't think we record executive sessions.
No, I don't think you do either.
Oh, okay. Should I go ahead and drop?
Yeah, I'd get rid of it.
Please drop the recording. Thank
you, Mary Beth, for bringing that up.
All those years working for corrections, I'm real sensitive recording.